Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Carmine Sabia here for Explain America, and it is a great day for the Constitution and the rule of law, but not a great day for President Joe Biden, and he's already started crying. Folks, before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. The Supreme Court today struck down Biden's student loan forgiveness program, ruling it unconstitutional. Now, we can get into the minutia, but there's a lot of reasons for it. Essentially, the president nor his administration can just unilaterally wipe out any amount of student debt without an act of Congress. So we have checks and balances in this country. There's laws you have to follow and abide by. Apparently, Biden looks at the Constitution more like a roadblock or a speed bump rather than a roadblock, I should say. So this decision was not unexpected even by the White House, and they had their whining, crying already planned before it happened. Let's take a look at the report from CNN and then what CNN said Biden plans to do according to a source.
Well, the White House is already expressing their disapproval of this decision from the Supreme Court, which struck down a key program for President Biden that made good on a campaign promise. Now, but we're also told they've been preparing behind the scenes for quite some time for the possibility of this decision. And a source within the White House told us just moments ago that President Biden will be announcing new actions to try to protect student borrowers a little bit later today when he is expected to speak. Now, we don't know exactly what these protections might entail, but it does speak to some of the steps that the White House had been preparing for behind the scenes. Additionally, this source said that part of their argument today will be that the administration is planning to try to, quote, make crystal clear to borrowers and their families that Republicans are responsible for denying them the relief that President Biden has been fighting to get them. But there is no question this is a huge blow to an initiative that the White House had really put forth back in August. They had estimated it could impact up to 40 million borrowers, and they had already had millions of applications that they had processed, millions of applications that they had approved. And this is an issue that President Biden spoke fervently about and other Democratic candidates as well during that 2020 primary, as well as the general election. So this will certainly be a political issue for President Biden going forward. But in that statement from that source we heard from, it also makes clear that they're trying to point out that they believe it's Republicans who are the ones who are denying this relief to students going forward. So we will see what more the White House has to say. I'm sure we'll get a paper statement, likely to hear from President Biden himself a little bit later today as well, as they are facing this major blow to one of the signature of...
This man can never just take a decision from the court and move on. He can't do it. He has to try to find a workaround, some way around it, something new. They don't respect institutions when institutions go against what they say. No matter what they tell you, they will continuously hammer the idea that you have to respect our institutions. But apparently, that only applies if the institutions agree with them. It is absolutely ludicrous and ridiculous to think that he's going to have some other plan that's not going to get struck down by the court. The only plan you can really have here is convincing Congress to make a law that would forgive these loans or any portion of them. You can't just, on your own, decide that you're going to do it. The president doesn't have that kind of power. A dictator has that kind of power. We don't have dictators in the United States, no matter how much some presidents want to be dictators. So Biden can try what he wants. It'll get smacked down again. Here's the bottom line. If you take out a loan, you have to pay back your loan. We all have to pay our bills. I would love to be forgiven of all my bills. I'm sure you would too, but it doesn't work that way. And what would this say to the borrowers who did pay back their loans? How is that fair? It's not. And the Supreme Court made the right decision today. Folks, I want to know what you think in the comments. Were you happy or sad with this decision? Do you owe any student loans? Did you pay back your student loans? Let me know in the comments. Also, please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps us out. We love you guys. God bless you. Take care, everybody.